Okay, so we just went into STA Travel to try and get an interview, and that
We got
didn't work.
rejected again.
So we're going to go to Fed Square Information and see what they have.
So, on average, how many people do you think come to Melbourne for the arts?
The arts. I wouldn't be able to give her an exact figure for that.
Yeah, just
But I would probably assume that maybe approximately maybe 50,000 a year. Because there's a lot of it's a lot of sort of musical sort of shows that are here as well. It's, mainly musical shows, but also I guess sport.
Yeah. And so, what are the most popular art exhibitions and galleries in Melbourne?
God, you guys are putting me on the spot here. Well, there's one down on the edge of sort of Flinders Street, but I think I don't know what it's called, Melbourne Exhibition, something like that. But other than that, I'm not too sure. So.
Alright, so do lots of people come to these larger galleries and events?
I'm not too sure.
Not too sure. So
I would presume so.
Yeah. Alright. So what is the attendance like compared to the other events the city holds, such as sporting, musical, or cultural?
I would say that the sporting events for Melbourne would be higher than, say, the arts or cultural aspects. I think more local people from Melbourne would come for cultural aspects, as well as some interstate. But there is a lot of conferences for international visitors who would also come for some of that cultural aspect.
So does the classical arts, such as the ones you see in the exhibition centre, do these arts get supported by the Melbourne City Council?
I would say so, they do, yes.
Yeah.
As well as local media as well. Public press like the MX magazine.
And so, how would you describe Melbourne's art culture?
I would say that it's probably better than most other states in regards to the amount of activities and events and art galleries and things that you can actually sort of see. I do notice, I live in the city, and I do notice that sometimes there is sort of pop-up art exhibitions as well around sort of within the city centre. But I'm originally from Queensland, and there's less arts that I would presume there. Yeah.
So, how has the art culture developed in Melbourne?
How has it developed? I guess, Melbourne's probably the second biggest city apart from sort of Sydney, so therefore there's a higher demand for that sort of type of element.
Do you think that the council spends enough money to support this art culture?
I would say so, yes.
How are the museums' exhibitions advertised, and how effective do you think they are?
I would say that they're advertised pretty well from like the MX magazine, from also the newspapers, as well as also on street signs, flyering.
So does that attract tourists and locals alike?
Yeah, and there's also a lot of websites and online as well, which sort of helps with, bringing, like if you type in things to do in Melbourne, there is, you can actually sort of find what events are actually going in on Melbourne and what days as well.
And is street art in competition with the classical artwork such as the ones held in museums?
I would say no.
And does the legalisation of street art in places such as Hosier Lane, do you think that affects the amount of people coming to visit the actual art galleries and exhibitions?
I would say no, but I think that the street art is just an element that people find out when they get there.
So what is the general consensus on the public art that the council installs as part of their public art program?
Can you repeat the question?
What is the general consensus or view on the public art that the council installs?
The it's okay. You know, there is sort of stuff which is down at the end of, you know, sort of Flinders Street, which also, you know, people can sort of see past sort of like, you know, just past Federation sort of square.
Yep.
And it's good, you know, it's a tourist event.
So how does public art compare to street art and classical art?
I guess it's more accessible,
Yeah.
and it's open for anyone to take part in.
Yeah. Which form of art do you think benefits the city the most financially, so public, street or classical?
Classical art and musical functions.
Which form of art do you think benefits the city most culturally?
Probably more sort of events which are focused on that sort of cultural element. I wouldn't be able to name, you know, any, but they sort of do come up.
Which form of art do you think attracts the most tourists, so public, street or?
More sort of musical events, I would say. So people will come to see, for example, you know, like I went and saw Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
You know, at the sort of like Princess sort of theatre. You know, I also went and saw The Lion King. You know, I don't think that's in Brisbane. You know, or I don't think it's in Adelaide. You know, or I don't think it's in Perth. So you might get a lot of visitors that are coming for that.
Yeah. So which form of art, so the street art you see in Hosey Lane, public art or classical art in the museums, appeals the most to the younger demographics?
Probably the street art, but also I guess the musical elements.
What type of art appeals to the older demographic?
More probably sort of classical music, possibly, but as well as sort of the cultural arts and sort of things we're talking about, so ballet or something like that, or more sort of opera.
Yeah. And maybe like the galleries and stuff.
Yeah, galleries as well.
Why should, what are the benefits of having classical art in Melbourne?
It's a different element of artistic expression, you know, where people, if they want to sort of see that, they have the opportunity to do so. It's, you know, not as big as, say, rock bands or anything like that, but there's still a proportion of people that do like that kind of music and, you know, have the opportunity to view it.
Yeah. And what about the street and public art? Do you think, what are the benefits to Melbourne for that point of view?
What's the benefit of street art?
Yeah.
It also gives people an opportunity to express themselves on the walls and things like that, rather than graffitiing in other areas, you know, or, you know, graffitiing public transport, or, you know, at least they have another way that they can express their artistic views.
Yeah, definitely. Last question. Why is art, so like paintings, galleries, why is that important to Melbourne?
Because I think, you know, art is important, you know, either fine art, you know, all the way to modern day art. You know, it's important to sort of view how over sort of time, you know, people's expression of art changes.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
So we found another STA Travel and we went in to see if we could have an interview and they said yes straight away.
It was all
Rana got an
good.
interview.
I didn't know too much about the art, but they gave us really good answers and they were really in-depth for the tourism aspect. We were able to get some different angles as well because Jenna and I were both filming.
Yeah.
So we'll have great professionals, formal interviews from STA Travel coming soon. Yeah,
We'll
thanks.
probably go see another place to get
If
another
we can.
interview.
So, how many people do you think come to Hosea Lane about every day? About 100 people, maybe? Yeah. Is there any like most popular parts of the lane? No, it's all popular. All popular? There's no section. What is your view on the legalisation of graffiti in Melbourne, in Newcastle, I guess?
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. It should be like that everywhere. If it's not, on private property or not on a shop front, go for it.
Do you think that there are more locals or tourists that come to places like Hosier Lane?
Tourists.
Tourists?
Yeah, for sure. Because in say Asian countries, you do that, you go to jail. Straight
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. And how do you think the people coming here compares to the people going to the exhibition centres across the road?
I don't know, man. This is just more free spirit where that is I don't know. Don't really know about that.
Do you think that that street art's in competition with the classical arts and galleries in Melbourne, or is it a
No
different
competition here.
Yeah,
No way. Street art's way better.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Just a couple more questions. Do you think that street art appeals to the younger demographic more, or everybody?
Nah, the older people like it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't back in their day. So they're like, oh, I'm going to think it's fascinating.
So what's your view on the public art sculptures that the council puts in?
Boring. And the modern art? What the fuck is that?
Does the council fund places like this? How much support do you get from the council?
The only support we get is, oh, you can do it here, and that's it.
Yeah.
If they gave us cans, that'd be awesome.
Alright, and last question, why is art so important in Melbourne?
Because it's our culture. Hey. Yeah, it's our freedom of expression. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's alright. It's also therapeutic. That is.
Yeah.
Art therapy.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
That's alright, guys.
See you.